Welcome to Illustrator and working with the perspective tool. Anyway, the perspective tool is just located here, and that's the normal view you'll see, and that's the normal setup that you get. Okay, now as you see on this little graphic here, you can highlight different sides, and that's highlighting different sides and even the bottom or top for that matter of what you want to work on. Now, apart from just the perspective tool and the standard perspective, which might seem a little bit limited, under the view here, you can come down and perspective grid, and we've got 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspective. I can click on to 3 point, straight away I've got my 3 point perspective. It goes all the way down here. You might say, well, actually I want this at the top, and by default it has gone down to the bottom, which might be a great view looking at a building from the top, but what about if we want to look at a building in perspective that goes upwards? Well, no problems. Just staying on the same tools that you got selected on. A secret is just to reduce it down a little bit so you can see what you're doing. And just here, I can click on this and just drag it all the way back up again. Okay? And I'll just drag it up and drag this one up as well. Okay, there we go. So we've got the building going back up there, and I'll just bring this back in just to bring in more of our grids, etc. So either way you want to work this, and maybe I'll make it a bit higher on the bottom here, and there you go. So it's easy to work with once you get used to it, but what I'm going to do is just for the purpose of this, and also it's a bit easier to see on screen, is I'm going to go just my view. And of course you can change it on the fly as well to whatever you want, just back to 2 point perspective. There we go. Now I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. So I'll go Command 0 just to fit in the screen. Now, to be honest with you, we're going to actually map some artwork to fit here. Any vector artwork will map into the perspective. So even brushed artwork or whatever you're doing, but as long as it's all in vector to keep that perspective attaching to the perspective shape. So what I want to do for this one is I'm just going to turn off this for the time being. So I can just hide it there. I'm in the perspective tools, and I'm just going to go hide. And if it doesn't turn off, just make sure that you click on that little cross. But I want to make up some artwork here. It could be type, whatever, but I'm just going to make myself a little prefab like you would in real buildings. Better give this a bit of a colour. Maybe I'll use the colour tool here, a bit more finesse. There's a colour here, and I want to put some windows in it. So just with the square tool, drag a window and give it some more of a window colour. Not great artwork, but still Option drag and shift just to constrain it. I've basically built my window graphic, and I'm just going to group this because I want it to stay together. So group. And then just back to my perspective tools again. Now what we've got here is we can actually click on where we want it to go, or we can actually use the keys on your keyboard, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to jump around as well. So let's have a go with both. So if I just click on the side here, and what I'm going to do is just drag this in. If it doesn't move, just remember to go to this tool here, selection tool, okay? And then if I just start dragging it in, look what's happening. Brilliant. Just fitting in place. Option drag shift just to start building that up, and I'll do one down here as well. So drag it a bit lower there, and of course I can just drag even further. Option drag in, and as you see we're going just where we want to go. And of course now on the right hand side, to build this building view out, all I need to do is just select a graphic here. Option, just drag it out here, and what I need to do is switch my view. Now I can go and switch over here, and when I drag that in and make sure it's switched, it should actually fall into that side. If not, I can actually just hold my other keys. So 2, and you see now I've got the roof. 3, I'm back onto the side here. Okay, so nice and quick and fast to start putting things together, even to the views that are a little bit hard to see on the little cube up there. So it's not perfect yet, but you can see you're quickly putting together construction, whether you want to do something with 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point perspective. So enjoy working with the perspective tool in Illustrator.